Hello, my name is Veplo. I'm a big Star Wars Galaxies fan. I've been playing on the emulator since 2014. I'm here to bring you Veprotip number 2, my crafting macro / alias system. It's been up on the forums for years. I've gotten a lot of good feedback about it, but I also get some questions, so I thought this would be another good candidate for a Vepro video. Alright, so first, I'll demonstrate it. You'll notice I have the lovely hand cam down in the corner there. That is my meaty mitt. Wrapped up in my blanket to stay nice and warm in these cold weather. Alright, so I require that to show you all of the input required to run this macro. Alright, so let me just demonstrate. This is adjusted timings for the finalizer server. I only have an entertainer, so only thing I can craft is instruments. So let's go. So you notice, here we go. You ready? Watch his thumb. Don't miss it. You see that? I hit back and nothing happened. Let's try it again. There we go. Alright, so the first thing you have to do when you run it, set the dual width synthesizer. It's not what I want to make. I think, balls, I fucked it up already. Alright, so I want to make, let's say, the Slitherhorn. Alright, so ready? Did you catch that? Movement of my index finger. Ready? Here's my thumb. Index finger. Thumb. Index finger. Thumb. You getting the idea here? I got to save all those precious calories to stay warm in the winter. You know, I don't eat all those Cheetos for nothing. I'm not swilling Mountain Dew to waste my calories on bullshit things. So you notice this is running pretty smooth. I still have the occasional issue getting stuck, but what you do, you click your resources, you hit back on your mouse, and there we go. So that's it. So that is the demonstration. All right, so let's talk about how to create it. Let me turn on Chrome here. And I'm actually, now that I'm done the clicking demonstration, you can say bye-bye to my unamputated fingers momentarily. All right, so here is the forum post that I made on the emulator servers, on the emulator forums. I have everything is explained here. Like I said, I posted it 2018, so 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. People have used it. I have 2 macros here. The basic crafting macro, that's this guy, which is really 2 macros. That's not the one I'm talking about today. Today I'm talking about the advanced crafting macro. All right, so the first thing you want to do, I explain everything here in detail. I might go into some more of that later, some of the decisions I made, but first thing you want to do is create a macro. So you can take this, copy that, you can head over to, let's see here, we can go back to here, and now I could make a new macro, but I've already got one in here, so here's my craftToolSlot, so I would just paste that in. All right, let's talk about what that does. So nextCraftingStage, it's like hitting next when you're crafting. It just goes to wherever the next stage is. Previously, I did not have these pauses in there. You'll notice for the one that worked on Basilisk, there are no pauses there. I just had these 3 in a row, which worked great on Basilisk, but there's a lot more people playing on Finalizer, a little bit more lag, not working so great. So adding these pauses, if you ever get the error message where like between stages it's stuck, between crafting stages, failed to advance, whatever the hell that error message is, putting these pauses in there helped me. So, and I'll have this in the description below. This version, not the forum version. I'm not going to mess with my forum post. So it's like clicking next to the stages, a little bit of pause. So the reason that you have create prototype item, practice no item in there twice is sometimes if you're next to a crafting station, you have an extra step. We're just getting around that, so this will work whether you're next to a crafting station or not. The practice no item, that's so your inventory does not fill up, and that also gives you more experience. You get a little bit more experience when you are crafting in practice. Pause, and then you'll see it runs this command called craftToolSlot. That is not a command that's in the game. That's an alias we made, so that's where the alias part comes in. And then a little pause. I had to make this longer as well in Finalizer. This is the pause after I've clicked my resources. I'm sorry. After I click my resources, I run this macro, and this is the pause to end the crafting session before it calls the next tool. So if you had like a failed to start crafting station already crafting error messages, increasing this time here before it hits the next, I lied. This time here, before it calls the next tool slot, that'll prevent that error message. And then And actually then what I'm doing, so that calls the slot, which actually opens the next crafting tool, has a little pause, and then hits the default button to go to the next step. So that's the macro. Not much to it. I'll have it in the description below. And that's what happens every time I clicked the back button on my mouse. All right, so the next part we need to talk about are the aliases. So let's go back to that forum post. So that's down here. So we can talk about what I should have set up a zoom for this. You know, here I'll copy one of these lines and we'll go back to the game, and then I'll paste it in there, and we can zoom in on chat there. All right, so there we go. So you'll see there's a whole bunch of these on that forum post. The first craftToolSlot alias you set will set it to craftToolSlot 1. This is a super useful option and ability that aliases have. Aliases can re-alias themselves in other aliases. So what I mean by that is it can run, execute a command, and then change what the command does. So craftToolSlot 1. So I know that the UI toolbar, everyone knows this command, UI action toolbar slot, that hits one of the toolbar slots. Starts with 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, up to 23 to get all 24, right? So if we go back here, this guy up here, this is craftToolSlot 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, this is 11, 12 is down here, and this is 23. Just to make my macros easier for me, I just set it to slot 1, right? So if I know I want to go to slot 24, I know that that's the last slot on the toolbar. So craftToolSlot 1. So the first time when that command runs, craftToolSlot 1, it'll hit this toolbar slot 0, 0. So it's like hitting F1. And then what it does is it runs the alias command for craftToolSlot to go to craftToolSlot 2. So every time this craftToolSlot runs, so let's say it'll execute craftToolSlot 1, hit F1 on the toolbar, and then re-alias it to go to the next one. So then craftToolSlot 2, you can see on the forum post, but I'll just change it here. All that does is it hits the second slot, and then at the end, it aliases the 3. So all that's doing, and here, let's go back to the post here. So you'll see all that's doing, I have it set all the way down for 20 tools. If you've ever ground bioengineer, you're making those tissues, they take a long ass time in the tool. So that's what I had it set for. You may never need 20 tools. Let's say you've only have 4 tools in your inventory, right? You don't want to have to click your fucking mouse button 16 times to get back. So if you only had 4, you would come here to craftToolSlot 1, and at the end here, instead of saying craftToolSlot 5, you would change that back to 1. So that kind of creates the loop, right? If you only have 4 tools, you get to the 4th tool, and now if that re-aliases back to craftToolSlot 1, you're hitting the F1. So you go F1, F2, F3, F4, F1, F2, F3, F4, etc. So that's it. All right, so how do we get these in our alias file, and how do we edit them? All right, so I'm going to highlight all of this. I'm going to copy that up. I'm going to go open my aliases.txt file. So that'll be, oh, hold on. I can show you. I don't have it open yet. Let me get there. So yeah, so that's here. So that'll be in your install directory. So for me, it's just right there, x86 program, swg emu, and then there'll be an aliases.txt file. If you don't have that, you can just reference Veprotip #1 for travel aliases, and partway through I tell you how to make it. Basically, you just run the alias command once and do /save, and when you do /save, it saves the file there. All right, so we can open that up. So let me close this and open up my text editor here. So this is not my alias file, because my alias file is a huge fucking mess. And then I'm just gonna hit enter. So I totally didn't fuck anything up. This is not an edit, I swear. All right, so let's paste those in. And in the post, if we look at the post, you'll notice I said, let's go back to the post real quick. So I do mention there that you can run these commands. So we could have copied and pasted these one at a time and just paste them into our client, because it has the /alias command. But I think it's a lot easier to just put them right in the file here. So, where the hell it is? There we go. All right, so I pasted them in, but the problem is it has alias in front of all of them. We don't want that. You'll notice the travel alias is above, no alias. So, if you're using a text editor like Sublime Text, you could do like a multi-line edit and just get rid of them that way. If you don't, if you're using Notepad, you can just you could just do this. You get the idea. But we don't want the actual alias command in there. So let's just get rid of all of them. All right, so let's say you've only got 4 tools in your inventory. You only need to use F1 through 4, right? You don't need all 20. So you may have the instinct to say, you know what, fuck those last ones, they're out of here. What I would recommend though is leave them in there. And what we can do is, you'll notice the way that this kind of loops is it would get through all 20 slots, and then the last toolbar slot, so it hits slot 19, so, you know, whatever the fuck, Shift F8 or whatever, so it hits that 20th one, and then it sets craftToolSlot back to 1. So we just need to change that to work earlier for you. So if you only have 4 tools, you'll come down here and we'll change this. Instead of going to 5, you'll go to 1. So this now makes a little loop. The first time you run it, craftToolSlot 1 hits F1, then F2, then F3, then F4, and back to F1. So let's go to galaxies here. Then what I can do is I can just do load, and then you run that. You see loaded from aliases.txt, and now you'll have all of those in there. So you've created the macro, you've added all the aliases and got them loaded. So the last part that I like to do for the little easiness there is if we go to options, controls, and then key map, and you'll see there's a custom up top here. Custom, so these are all of your macros. So I want to go down to the craftToolSlot macro, that's what I called it, and I hit rebind, and I just do mouse button 4, you click OK, you click apply, you click OK, boom, done. So now you're all ready. So now if I click my mouse button, hold on. Oh, I just loaded it. There we go. So you'll see. Oh, like I said, the first time you run it, it'll just take whatever your first thing is. So for me, it was, so you'll end up here. I didn't want this. The first time, you'll notice that some crafting macros have that select draft schematic, and it has a number, and the number is different for everybody. It's the order in which you learn the schematics. You could find that by going to draft schematics. You'd have to go to options and turn off the, you know, automatic datapad sorting, wherever the hell that is. Automatically sort datapad contents, turn that off, close the client, reload, and then this will be in the correct order. So, you know, this would be select giraffe schematic 00, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 6, 7 across. I think that's a pain in the ass. It's not worth finding the number. And honestly, once per session, you just pick what you want. So from here, I would just pick what I want at once, Slitherhorn, and click next. And it just remembers the last thing. So here we go. We're just click, back button, goes through, click, back button. You got it. Click, back button. All right, so I don't have to keep picking it. Yeah, so this booting crafting station, this is where I was saying, if you keep getting this error message, this keeps popping up, that's where I would go in here and I would increase these pauses between crafting stages. So you see it ran smoothly for me before, but now just up those to 0.2, and now hopefully I won't get that error message as much or at all. And like I said, and here, let me see if I can, right, let's say if you get this message, you are already crafting, or let me hit it twice and see what happens. All right, I didn't get it that time. But if you get you already crafting or failed to start crafting tool, you want to increase that other pause at the end of your macro here, this right before craftToolSlot. So all this is, you create prototype item. So that's, you know, like clicking next. So that would be, here, I'll demonstrate. So assemble, that's the, and then do this, practice item, practice. So after those two, that's done. And now there's a pause, and then it hits the next toolbar on the slot. So if you get that you already crafting, change this one to something faster. Instead of 0.8, make it 0.9 or 1. You know, you can mess around. And that's it. It's smooth, it's buttery. It's not running on a loop automatically. So let's say, you know, I click it and I make my Slitherhorn here, and somebody sends me a tell, right? I can go down there. I can just come down here and, you know, I can say, tell Veplo fuck off. Oh, I can't even spell my name. Tell Veplo. Actually, no, hold on. Do I have that one from? Tell Veplo. Ugh. Tell Veplo fuck off. There you go. And now I can go back after I've told him to properly fuck off, and I can just pick right back up. The other great thing is you'll see here, actually this would be a good example. Give it a second here. So you'll see it's hitting F1 now. Oh, nope, sorry. I have an extra one in there. I had a few more tools earlier. So if it ever gives you an error message or gets stuck, you can just close it and just hit the back button again to start over. Another nice thing I like is, whoops, I clicked one too many times. Already crafting, yep. I'm gonna get a couple queued up. See, I got 15 seconds left on that first tool. Is let's say you get 3 or 4 in, right, and something comes up. Now, a lot of macros that always start at 1, you'd have to wait till that first tool is clear again. Only 5 seconds, these aren't long, but like I said, if you're doing bioengineer and it's a long, you know, like a 50-second or a 90-second craft, I could be in that tool for a while. This just picks right back up. Here, I'll hit the button again, and you'll see it's right back. Oh, I smashed too quick, but it'll pick up the tool you left off. So you never have to wait. Oh, God damn it. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? Back. I think it's because I smashed my button too many times. Hold on. I was trying to force an error and I fucked it up. But it picks up where you left off. So you don't have to wait for the whole thing to start at the beginning. Yeah, see, I just smashed it a bunch more, trying to make an error. There you go. Schematic's not ready for assembly. That just means I haven't put in the resources yet. So yeah, I think it provides a much easier experience. It goes quickly. It's easy to use. It's pretty robust. It doesn't... you know, it doesn't get errors. I used to fall asleep a lot. You know, I'd be, you know, super tired, you know, real tired. And I'd be crafting, grinding out bioengineer or tailor or chef or whatever years ago. And I'd fucking fall asleep at my computer. And then I'd wake up and that, you know, you are already crafting dialogue, this thing. I'd have 1,000 of those because I didn't click resources. And the macro would just keep looping and keep hitting those fucking let's see. I don't even know if I can emulate it now. No, I can't. But I would wake up, you know, drool all over me, pants full of shit, and I would have to sit here and hit escape 1,000 times to close all of those crafting windows. It was a mess. So I think that this macro system that I've used is really smooth, it's robust, it's fast, it's easy. I haven't seen anything better, and I'm not just toot my own horn. I mean, I do think this is you know, the best out there. I know some people have preferences. They don't like to use macros. They hit the tool, they hit enter on their keyboard. You know, this goes pretty quick. You hit that 3 times, come up here, you're queued up, right? But look at me, look how much energy I'm wasting. My left hand, I'm tapping enter. I mean, this is a pain. I'm clicking with my mouse. I'm moving my mouse around to the next toolbar slot. Yes, it goes pretty quick. And because you're a person, you can wait for the resources to finish loading, so you never get any errors. Honestly, I've done it like this a bunch of times too. But I feel like my macro is just easier, right? Lots of times I'll throw up a podcast, a movie, you know, whatever. Just pictures, videos of my kids when they're little, you know, get some tears flowing, get some clicks clicking, and just kind of watch that while I craft. All right, so this video is also 16 fucking minutes. I don't know how I did that 2 videos in a row. I thought this one would be a little bit longer than travel aliases. It's a little bit more involved, but you know, whatever. You know, I would say like, comment, blah blah blah. I don't care. You know, you can leave comments if you have ideas for other tips or things you have questions with, but I probably won't care or look at them. Hardest part of that fucking video was not eating this Uncrustable. Ah, peanut butter's crunchy. Oh, it's good. Alright, so let's get this uploaded. Well, let's watch it first. Where is it? Alright, let's sort by date. Where the fuck's the file? Oh, god damn it. Did I not hit record in OBS? Ah, fuck. Oh well, whatever. Enjoy me eating my sandwich. I guess I forgot to stop the recording. My shortcut didn't work for some reason. Alright, well, instead of being a 16-minute video, it's an 18-minute video. And this Uncrustable is delicious.